Okay, here's the Kegerator all finished. Had a busy 3-day weekend and managed to get everything accomplished. So I went from the before, which was a two-tone, kind of crappy looking piece of wood there, to a complete overhaul. Moved the taps, built a drip tray, stained it, waxed it, put it all back together. I finally turned it back on and it's starting to cool down again. So give you a little tour close up here. This is the new and improved Kegerator. Okay, so here are the holes. You can see them, one there, there, and there. And the new taps, new tap holes are higher. I have replaced this trim piece, which used to be a piece of pine, just regular pine strapping that was nailed on. I replaced it with a piece of red oak and glued them on. So there's no nail holes anymore. So I think it looks a little bit nicer. With that, I commenced on making the drip tray portion of it, which was the whole main reason for doing this project. And this is what I decided on. So it's made completely of red oak. You can see underneath, all red oak. What I did was took a router and I routed a groove in this pine board from here 39 inches down to the other end. So I made sure I centered it because it didn't go all the way to the end. And then I put the board in, put that board into the pine. I glued these trim strips. This is 1/2 inch by 1.5 inch oak that I ripped down to 1/2 inch by 1 inch. So one there, and then I put a little divider piece in there to separate the two, to give it a little style. And then I made these little end caps here. Let's show you the other side because it's a little easier to see. Also red oak, completely designed by yours truly. So now, instead of seeing the stainless steel drip trays, you really just see the grates. And the grates just pop out of here if I can get it out. So that's the grate. And then there's a stainless steel little container here that I just put 2 pieces of Velcro on, and those both come out and are completely washable. So the other side is the exact same thing. So they just pop in there, little Velcro to hold them from moving around. Put the grate back on and we're back in business. So one of the other things I did was install a little bit more insulation. So I got some 1/2 inch foam from Lowe's, and it's mirrored as well, which also helps. If you remember from like 5th grade science, mirrored and vacuumed is good for insulation. Fortunately it's not vacuumed, but it is mirrored. So I doubled up, so it's now 1 inch thick all the way around. So that should help things out. And I put some more expanding foam under here to reseal it, because that was really the only thing holding the collar onto the main chest box of the freezer. So kind of acts as insulation and a glue. Got everything back and kind of installed. I was going to paint the bottom again, but I think water is probably just going to accumulate on there and continue doing what you see right there, and that's rusting the hell out of the bottom. So hopefully it doesn't cause any major damage. It's not leaking, so. But yeah, that's it, man. It took me a while, but I mean, I did it right. So I wanted to make sure it looked good. The other thing I did was also I added this little trim piece up here. I actually used my router, my new router, and made this molding. It's just 3/4 inch oak that I put a 3/8 quarter round on both sides of it, And I made a nice 45 miter joint there and sanded it so it looks all nice and fancy. So I think it's definitely a step up. I think it looks pretty nice. It's a little darker than I intended, but I can live with that. So I think the dark color matches or contrasts nicely with the chrome of the stainless and the drip faucet. So there you have it. I really don't expect to be doing anything to this for quite some time. Like I said, it took me 3 days of probably 8 hours a day to get this from what it was to what it is now. So now I'm going to be focusing my efforts on brewing again now that I have the Kegerator running. So if you guys have questions, feel free to post. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I didn't film the process, but kind of once I get going, I don't like to stop and take pictures and crap like that. So thanks for watching, and hopefully there'll be more to come. Later.